Hello people, Gino here from realeverydayenglish.com. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that I actually covered on a recent calibration with Rod the English teacher. Our last episode of Great was entitled Sparks Will Fly, and I covered the word spark, and my friend Rodrigo, he covered the word fly. But it's useful stuff, so I wanted to cover the word spark for my own audience on my own channel, because coming from the British English point of view, it's really useful, and there are some quite colloquial sayings that we say using the word spark, and if you use these sayings in your conversations, I guarantee that you're going to impress your English or British conversation partners. So let's do this. Happy Sunday, welcome back to the channel. It's raining here in the UK, but there are some blue skies over there, so maybe the rain will go away in a minute. If this is your first time here and you like today's content, then you might want to make the decision to subscribe to the channel, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell notification so that way you never miss a free upload. Okay, so the first saying that I've got for you today, which involves the word spark, is the phrase spark out. Spark out, used as a phrasal verb, means to knock out, to render someone unconscious, usually by striking them with your fist. So you'll hear it used a lot in boxing. So you'll hear the phrase, oh, such a body got sparked out last night, and it means he got knocked out. You'll hear the kids as well, some of the kids, teenagers around here, when they're having banter with their mates, they'll say something like, if you carry on mate, I'm going to spark you out, and it means I'm going to knock you out. It can also be used as like a descriptive to describe someone is spark out. It means that they're unconscious on the floor if they are spark out. So in that case, it's not used as a phrasal verb. But you'll also hear this shortened as well to sparked or spark. So as a phrasal verb, I'll spark you in a minute, and it means I'll knock you out. So sometimes we just drop the out off the end of it. It's an incredibly useful saying. In British English, you'll hear it a lot. Not that we're violent or anything, but you will hear this phrase a lot. Okay, the next one is the phrase sparky. Now, we use the word sparky to describe an electrician. It's basically a slang term for an electrician. You'll also hear electrician as well, but yeah, sparky, it's quite useful. Does anybody know a good sparky? And it means, does anybody know a good electrician? Next one, which is also a phrasal verb, is the phrasal verb to spark up. Now, spark up means to light a cigarette. So you can't smoke in the pubs anymore here in the UK, or restaurants, or any indoor place for that matter, which is a good thing in my opinion. But let's say you're the owner of a restaurant, for example. Somebody walks in and lights a cigarette. You'll hear something like, oh mate, you can't spark up in here, and it means you can't light a cigarette in here, you can't smoke. This next one's a bit of a tricky one to explain, because it's watch the sparks fly is what you'll hear, and we use the words sparks and fly to describe that somebody is going to have an argument. So sparks flying is used as an analogy. Sparks flying for an argument. So a couple of ways you'll hear this. There's not a set structure in which people form the sentences surrounding this. So if, for example, there are two people going to the same party who you know don't like each other, you could say something like, oh yeah, sparks are going to fly, or sparks will fly. Otherwise, you could say something like, oh, these two don't like each other, so I like to make them work together, and then just watch the sparks fly, and it means that they argue. It's gone sunny now. Typical UK weather. Next one is bright spark. Now, this is always used sarcastically. So when somebody is intelligent, you would say that they are bright, okay? He's a bright young lad, and it means that he's clever, he's intelligent, all right? Bright spark means the same thing, but it's always used sarcastically, okay? So for example, if you borrow your car to your friend and he crashes it, you could say, yeah, he's a bit of a bright spark, and it means he's not too intelligent, okay? Next one, marks and sparks. This is a a slang term for a famous supermarket chain here in the UK called Marks and Spencer's. Marks and Spencer's are very expensive, so I certainly can't afford to shop there, but you'll hear this used. People call it Marks and Sparks rather than Marks and Spencer's, particularly here in Northern England. You can use the word spark to mean cause something, okay? So, for example, if the government make a really bad decision, you'll often hear this decision by the government has sparked outrage among the public, which means it's caused outrage among the public, and we use the word spark to express that. I think the reason we use spark to express that is because a spark is the cause of a fire usually. So if you've got some gas on a gas cooker, for example, you need a spark to make the flame, and I think that's why we use it like that. Okay, and the last one for today is we use the word spark to mean a deep and meaningful connection in a romantic relationship, okay? So if you've got a friend and they've just recently finished with the girlfriend or something like that, and you'll say, "What was up, mate? How come you've ended the relationship?" And he could say something like, "I just didn't feel that spark," you know what I mean? That spark just wasn't there, and it means the connection just wasn't there. You'll also hear people say that they're looking for that spark in a relationship. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did find it useful, then feel free to share it with your English learning friends. Until the next video, take care, God bless, see you soon, bye bye.